And then Sasha Sisters replied back that we will send you a letter, the patent, and it actually covers everything you do.
Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro by Mapper Forward, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and this is episode 3 of a 5-part series with Alan Jarrar from 50% Arabica. And before we keep going on with our conversation about coffee cults, Alan, tell us about your roasting company.
Thanks for having me, Lee.
You're
A
welcome.
pleasure to be here. Our roasting company, founded by me and my partner Calliope. She is an amazing manager and kind of director and quality control
Love it.
person, and I'm the coffee guy. So we both work in the coffee industry 10 plus years, and Kali has her own coffee shop for the last 5 years in the downtown in Brno, Czech Republic. And she always wanted to start a roastery, and I wanted that too, but I'm not very good with papers and starting companies. She is, so we merged and started Jokes Aside Coffee 3 years ago. Is it 2 years? 2.5 years ago, yeah, 21. And so we source coffees. We have a few direct relationships with producers in Colombia, and we do the usual delicious specialty coffee, lightly roasted for filter and espresso. We have 2 coffee shops in Brno, Czech Republic, Stuff's Espresso Bar and Finer Coffee. So if you, whenever you're in Brno, give us a call and come by.
And happy first birthday for one of the
Thank you.
cafes, right? You're welcome.
Oh yeah.
I saw the celebrations on social media.
Thank you. It was great success. I mean, we're in the middle of summer holiday, so Brno is kind of looks like a wasteland. Like post-apocalyptic movies. Everyone is out in Greece, Croatia, Spain.
Everyone's in Greece at the moment. Everyone.
And so it was a success. 100 cocktails, 8 bottles of wine, and musicians, and a lot of people. It was lovely.
Awesome. Here's to many, many more years, inshallah, of success for you guys. I think it's really beautiful the way that you've taken this humor and narrative that you've got online with the meme account and created this roasting brand, all jokes aside, which is just, I love that the theme is continuing into more serious things as well as being balanced. So it's great. In our last episode, we started talking about coffee cults, and we kind of shared some stories about some examples of coffee cults. Today, I kind of want to talk about the damage that a coffee cult can do. And I think we're going to use a specific example that you kind of highlighted on your account recently. So why don't you tell us about that?
It was such an interesting thing that it raised so much attention. And I'm glad because when I saw that, it felt very inappropriate, and it felt like a mistake, and so I wanted to kind of raise
in
awareness.
Your opinion? In your opinion?
In my opinion, yes. In my opinion, it felt like a mistake, and I wanted to raise awareness about that topic. So, and I met them in Athens, actually. Squeaky Coffee, 2 guys from Thailand, and they make coffee accessories. I think they started with the air blower, so you can blow air out of the coffee doughs, and blow away the chaff. And then they started doing something interesting, and you would stumble upon them on coffee festivals. Like, they would be dressed like astronauts, I think.
Yep.
They would take selfies with famous coffee people, and very, lovely vibe people. Lovely to be around them. And they made a very interesting product, since we see that trend in competitions for the past, I think, 4 or 5 years. They made an attachment to your bottomless portafilter.
Mhm.
And in that attachment, you can put basically any metal rock or something that would cool down your coffee,
Mhm.
the extraction. And someone wrote them in their DM. Actually, the owner of Nucleus Coffee tools, that I think your devices has breached our patent for extraction chilling. Can I have your email so our team will be in contact and brief you about our patent? And so a lot of people after that started to look at what happened. But at least to my knowledge and in my opinion, as far as I know, the patent that Sasha Sestic was talking about covers the stand, and I'm not sure if the metal ball, the Paragon ball as well, but the stand for the dripper, as well as the ball. And they replied, Squeaky Coffee replied, hello, Mr. Sestic, I think this is just a misunderstanding. Our product has nothing to do with Paragon. It is just an attachment to a portafilter where you can put, even Paragon, if it fits, but any other metal ball or whiskey rock to cool down the extraction.
Or chocolate.
And then
you could put a chocolate there.
Chocolate ball, that's actually an Instagram trend, which I don't really understand, but it's very popular around Easter and Christmas. You would melt your chocolate.
Your lint
beautiful.
balls.
Oh, yeah. So you kind of make your chocolate affogato. Oh, what? Chocolate something.
Mocha, whatever.
Mocha, yeah. They replied, okay, this is just a device that has nothing to do with your device. Yeah, surely it perhaps it was inspired by that, but there are no similarities, obviously.
Folks, our first on-demand workshop, How to Become a Coffee Consultant, is now available for you to learn at your own pace for just €50, and it comes with a certificate upon completion. Go to mapperforward.coffee/workshops or click the link in the show notes for more details. Support this podcast by supporting our sponsors.
And then Sasha Sestic replied back that we will send you a letter, the patent, and it actually covers everything you do.
Every time somebody says it covers everything now, I see your memes all over the place. Like, it's just wild.
For me, it was such a home run, to have this sentence in
from a comedic perspective.
Yes, because it's I love it. It's hilarious. And then a lot of people started looking at that, and they find out that the patent, for one, is still pending. In opinion of many others, but yeah, in my opinion, as far as I know, the patent is still pending, and it was filed, at least to my knowledge, in Italy.
Wow.
So I talked to Christopher Ferran and a few others who kind of are more knowledgeable in the world of patents. And apparently, in my opinion, you can't file a patent globally. You apply and file it in a certain country, and then you go through a very long, bureaucratic process until your patent is either approved or you need to kind of rebuild, the the work you did in terms of papers for that. So it's very complicated. I don't really understand that whole area, but I understand, you can't really, well, in my opinion, one shouldn't be going after potential competition with just half-ass arguments, I would say. You know what I mean?
I'm the wrong person to really comment on this. I really do know what you mean. I really, really do know what you mean. As somebody who has watched, I watched it from afar with deep interest, because I've been on the receiving end of what happened to Squeaky Coffee as well, and it's scary, and it is intimidating, in my opinion. And also, in my opinion, it's bullying. And it seemed like the internet agreed with my opinion that it was bullying, because what happened after this started coming to light?
This was really great, and this is the positive outcome of this whole situation. I'm really happy this happened. So more people started raising awareness and questioning that conversation, because what Squeaky Coffee did, they released the screenshot of that conversation with Sasha Sestic on their Instagram and asked the public, hey guys, are we doing something wrong because we don't understand patterns? I love that. It was such an honest way to, I'm just scratching my head and I need your advice. Please help me. So people were like, no, you didn't do anything. You're right. They may just cross the line a little. And then Nucleus and Sasha Sestic did, I think, an amazing thing, because they publicly apologized for the misunderstanding and encouraged Squeaky Coffee to continue the development of their products, and apologized for appearing to stand in their way, which I think is lovely, because, in my opinion, it felt like the coffee community wanted to stay behind someone who has a small business and doing their best, not having, and they don't have, that many resources and funds, such as that huge company based in Australia. So it really felt like a school fight, and you would stand for someone who is weaker in the fight. Like, hey, stop doing that now. Leave them alone. And that felt nice, from the human perspective.
And something that was really, really interesting was what was happening kind of in the whispered corridors. Like you can't imagine the number of people that sent me that meme, the first couple of memes that you were doing. And then the conversations that people were having with me, like what usually happens around similar situations with this similar company, is I get contacted, whether it be by people on their staff or people around them, that want to have conversations with me about how this is happening, but Lee, you can't talk about it on the podcast. So the interesting part about it is that there was a lot of cognitive dissonance that was created by what you did that resonated into the core of that company and created a significant amount of discomfort, in my opinion, that exists to today. People contact me still to now about how uncomfortable that whole situation was for them and continues to be for them whenever they go out in public into the coffee community. And I think a really beautiful thing that this whole situation presented to the industry at large was to make people think about the way that they treat each other. In my opinion. People are going to get so sick of us saying, in my opinion. Too fucking bad. We have to say it.
The damage is done.
So folks, listen. We've set the stage for we've talked about this scenario. In the next episode, we're going to talk about what the flow-on effects are for this kind of behavior. Like, what does it really say about us as an industry when we treat each other like this? And in the last episode, we're going to kind of look at like how we can do better, because we can do better. We should be cultivating. This is the coffee industry. We wax poetic about community all the time. And I would really like to see us start to elevate each other. But we're going to talk about that in the next 2 episodes. So join us for that as we explore this whole situation a little more. Peace, love, and peanut butter. Have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in, friends. There are 2 ways you can support this podcast. Firstly, become a paid member of our YouTube channel. Secondly, you can join our Patreon for as little as $3 a month. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video before you leave, and check the show notes for more information. Now, this is what you should check out next.